Okay, this is going to be a short stream since I want to sleep, but there we go. Day 64, 58th first stream of 100 Line Last Defense Academy. It was the day after a battle. Usually that meant we get to relax for a while, but it looked like Fate had other plans. What the? The Rational-Matic's been destroyed? It seems we have another incident on our hand. Someone smashed something up again? Even with my clairvoyance, I didn't see this coming. When I got here this morning, it was really like this. It's more or less the same pattern as last time. By the pickle we find ourselves in here, I still have to wonder who's doing this and why. Come on, it's gotta be Ado. About time we face facts and stop letting him run free. Next time, it could be the Revival-Matic that gets smashed up. Considering the machine gun we've got trained on it, I think that fixture is still pretty safe. Where's Ado? Shouldn't he be here? I haven't seen Eva either. Mr. Altsuki's in the courtyard, with Eva keeping an eye on him. Both are in their cages, naturally. Well, we can't exactly call an engineer in, so you guys will have to fix the machine yourselves. Start by assessing the damage, just like last time. Yeah, I guess that's really all we can do. Well, Ron, look, Ado's been nothing but trouble since we let him back on the team. Takumi, can I talk to you in private before we join the others? Huh? Sure. While the rest of the team started laying the groundwork for repairing the Rational-Matic, Hiroko and I stepped out into the hallway. So what's so urgent that you had to talk to me what's so urgent that you had to talk to me about it right now? It seems that you were having doubts, so I thought I should clear something up. Ito's the one behind this. That's a lot more convincing coming from you rather than Takamaru. I know you wouldn't say it without good reason. Doesn't mean you have some kind of proof. The garage was damaged the day after a defensive battle. I thought it'd be best prepared for something similar this time and set a trap on all of the doors. A trap? Perhaps that's too strong a word. It was just a scrap of paper wedged under each door. If the door opened up at any point, it would dislodge the paper. I set them up after everyone had gone to bed and checked them this morning before anyone got up. Well, I didn't realize you'd been so busy. So the reason you were so sure about who did this is the cafeteria was still fine last night. The attack on it must have happened between then and this morning. And when I checked the doors, only one where the paper had moved. It was the one in Ito's cage. Well, that puts us in a tricky position. It certainly does. Hiruko and I were probably thinking the same thing. It's like we were seeing our doubts reflected back on each other's faces. From what you've told me, Ito can be a master schemer when he wants to be, so much that he fooled everyone in your future right up to then. Yeah, his intelligence is top-notch, which makes us all the more confusing. All this random destruction seems a little too crude for him. Right, it carries a considerable risk of him being found out without any real hindrance to our mission's success. I'm assuming he didn't hide or modify anything in the garage last time? No, nothing like that. If he really is the one responsible, I have no idea what he's trying to achieve. Ito's a smart guy. He always has a reason for everything he does. He wouldn't cause some destruction here and there just to inconvenience us. That would be beneath him. If he wanted to sabotage us so we'd lose the war, there are probably better ways of doing it. It doesn't seem like he's distracting us so he could tamper with the school's facilities either. He didn't do anything to the garage besides surface damage, and it's probably the same in the cafeteria. More than anything, I don't get why he'd be so obvious about it. If he causes too much trouble, he's dead. Story made that very clear. The way I see it, that just leaves one possibility. Does he actually want to get caught? Is he trying to make us suspect him? Again, I don't see what he'd have to gain from that. But maybe there's some scenario where us pinning him as the culprit works out in his favor. I can't imagine what that would be, but it's the only explanation I can think of too. Just why is he doing all this? That's the one question I keep coming back to. I suspect we keep this between the two of us for now. Letting the others know will only cause more confusion. I think so too. Takamaru would probably fly off the handle and do something we'd all regret. Hiruko and I went back to the others and we spent the day cleaning up the cafeteria. Sure enough, the Rational-Matic was no longer working, which didn't bode well. It looked like we'd be cooking for ourselves for getting by on preserved food until it was fixed. Day 65. Luckily, they can all cook, right? Up and after choose, time for your 65th day. Endure the unendurable and whatever. Next day, Suri called us all into the gym for a meeting. Given the state the cafeteria is in, I figured it'd be easier to do it in this state. Anyways, it's bad news. The Rational-Matic is going to take longer to repair than we initially thought. What, you're kidding? Oh, calm down. We've got enough reserve supply that you're not going to starve. Plenty of preserved rations, too. And if we want anything better, we gotta make it ourselves. This sucks. We ain't got time for that. I couldn't handle the cooking if you want, but it's gonna cost you. Taking money from your friends, Mr. Maruko? In that case, allow me to invite you to Chez Tsukumo, where everyone eats for free. We'd be happy to cook for everyone. Luckily, we still got plenty of ketchup and mayonnaise. If it's going to be your usual menu, I think I'll pass. I can only handle normal food. Not being able to use the Rational-Matic is really hurting us, huh? Of course, it doesn't matter to me since I only eat leftovers anyway. Alright, screw this and screw Ado. I ought to slug him one for putting us through all this hassle. Wait, did you cause all here today to finally tell us you found the culprit? That's important too, but of course fixing the machine is the more immediate concern. There's a lot of parts we don't have spares for, and even worse, we don't have the materials we need to make new ones. So you want us to go get those materials. Yep, if you split up and find what we need, I'll handle the rest. But I can't have you heading out all day and leaving the school undefended, so stick to nearby areas. Be ready to come back at a moment's notice. If anything happens, I'll contact you over the comms channel. Sounds like a lot of work, but if that's what it takes to fix the machine, I'm sure we can get through it if we work together. I want this situation resolved just as much as you do. A varied diet of proper nutrition are vital for your morale. Yeah, I'm going to pass. Huh? What do you mean Takamaru? Ain't no way we're going to let Edo out of this, right? I better stay behind too. Someone's got to keep an eye on him so he doesn't cause any more trouble. I wouldn't feel right just leaving him with Eva. Well, if you're volunteering to guard him, I won't say no. The rest is up to you, Sumino. Take it away. Got it. Well, let's get out there and find those materials. I couldn't help but getting the feeling that getting us all out of school grounds was what Edo had wanted all along. It wouldn't be too hard for him to predict that Takamaru or one of the others would want to stay behind either. Was that his real goal? Somehow I didn't think so. So then what was he trying to do? For now, I'll just have to hope this doesn't blow up in my face. The rest of the team and I headed out, split into groups, and began searching for materials. We did like Suri said and didn't wander too far. Our first stop was a wooded area fairly close to the school grounds. Okay, you go that way, I'll look over here. Sure, let's do this. Next, we walked to the coast, hoping to find something useful there. Have you finished your area yet, Takumi? No, not yet. I'm still looking to see if anything's washed up over there. Little by little, we went through the surrounding areas, trying to cover as much ground as possible. We kept at the search for a few days. For the next few days. Day 66. Hard. It's fine. I know you're working hard too, in your own way. It might be a while until I can bring you any decent meals again, but hopefully it won't be too long. Okay, that's okay. I'll manage. I think my sense of taste has changed again. I can enjoy stuff that isn't made of paper a lot more than before now. But all will be fine once the machine is fixed, so try not to worry. You're the one I'm worried about, Takumi. You better not be taking on everyone's burdens on yourself again. Look who's talking. Anyways, I've got to get back to work. You're still recovering, right? So take it easy, okay? Sure. I'll be a good girl and lay here nice and quiet. After saying goodbye to Darumi, I spent another day outside looking for materials. Up and at the troops, time to rise and shine. Get ready for your 69th day of active service here at Last Defense Academy. Be ready to give your... Well, I'd better get up. I've got another day of searching ahead, but we've almost got all the materials we need. This is the final stretch. We're so close to being done. Try as I might, I couldn't psych myself up all that much. 5 days of living on preserved foods would do that to a person. I really never appreciated how much appetite affected my motivation before. I have to tough it out a little longer. We should have everything we need by the end of the day. Then we just have to fix the rational-matic and everything will be fine. I met up with the rest of the team and we headed out on what I hoped would be a successful material gathering mission. We're getting pretty close to the end. Up and at the troops, time to rise and shine. Get ready to... Jotsu. Here we go, another morning. All this walking around day after day is starting to catch up with me, but we'll get it finished today for sure. This is the final stretch. I mean, this time. But first, I'll go check in on how Darumi's doing. Morning, Sumino. Thanks for all your hard work these last few days. Here he is again, appearing in my room without knocking or even opening the door. I'm tired and I'm busy. What do you want? I just happened to overhear you talking to yourself. You said, you're going to see how Darumi's doing, right? Huh? You said yourself, you're busy with collecting all these important materials right now. Why not let someone else take care of Anime and Mia? We could get Eva to do it, or I can look in on her myself if you want. No, that's okay. It's really no trouble, and I think Darumi prefers it this way too. You guys have gotten pretty close, so I guess you know. The sickness of hers has been going on for a while, though. Is there some kind of psychological aspect to it? It's not like the stress of battle was too much for her, so she decided to just sit it out or anything. Don't underestimate her. It may not look like it, but Darumi's fighting her own battle, and she's fighting with all her mind. Against her condition, I mean. Please, just let me handle Darumi. If she doesn't get better soon, I'll take responsibility and work something out. Well, if that's what our time-traveling team leader wants, who am I to argue? I'm happy to leave this in your hands so long as things remain quiet. But the final battle is getting sooner. I want her to fight again sooner or later, whether she's feeling up to it or not. Right, I understand. Was that everything? Because I really need to get started for the day. We're so close to getting all the materials you need. And if we don't get the rational-matic fixed soon, our morale is going to get lower and lower. Yeah, about that, I'm afraid we've run into a teensy little problem. Another one. Turns out the parts I originally had in mind aren't going to be enough to fix the machine. Huh? But don't worry, we found something that we need. Something that can serve as a substitute for the extra metallic parts we need. One of the team happened to find it by chance. We know where it is, and the thing itself isn't all that big. The only problem is that it's a pretty long way from here. You'll have to lead the team on a little expedition to retrieve it. An expedition? In addition to you, I've asked Shizuhara and Koina. They both agreed to it. And of course, you're not going to refuse either, are you? No. Anything to get the machine working and everyone eating again right away. If it's too much to you, I can check on Amina. No, it's fine. I'll do that too. I'll handle all of it. Somehow I knew you'd say that. It's all on you then. Long distance mission, huh? Not only that, but Suri is more suspicious of me now than ever. That was a close one right just now. No use worrying about the future. All I can do is find the substitute material. After a quick lock-in on Darumi, I met with Hiroko and Tsubasa and left on our mission. Since we were going to be going further away, we decided to travel in our class armor. We walked for almost half the day. Finally, we arrived at our destination and began searching for the material Suri had asked us to. Over here, guys. I found it. It's a relief. This took longer than I was expecting. It was almost nightfall. Between the journey here and all the searching, I'm feeling really drained. I know, but we still have stuff to do. Let's hurry and get this back to school. Right now? Can we take a little break first? No, it's too risky. What's going on, Takumi? What are you so worried about? First of all, do you think the stuff about suddenly needing extra parts is true? Well, of course it's true. I'm the one who knows we needed more. Why are you even asking? Well, you suspect Suri is scheming something, that he had some ulterior motive for getting you away from the academy for a while. Isn't that right? Or are you worried about the Darumi? Wait, are the rumors about you two true? What rumors? Gaku said you and Darumi have been doing stuff together. Are you afraid Suri's going to find something to prove it? We haven't been doing anything. Don't believe that stuff. I'm so slugging Gaku for this one later. I wouldn't mind much of it if it was halfway true. Putting that aside, I'm finally glad that we'll finally be able to get some real food now. That stripped back menu was really starting to get me down. You been feeling it too, Hiroko? I'm a little surprised. Why? Do you think I was some kind of heartless robot? No, of course not. I mean, I wouldn't go that far. At any rate, we've got what we came for. We can take it slow if you want, but we should at least move. I received a sudden blow out of nowhere, and then everything went black. I have no idea what's going on. The next thing I knew, I was lying on the ground with a dull pain running through every inch of my body. Gradually, it dawned on me that someone must have hit me. Around the same time, a vision started to come back, and I saw the person standing over me. VXness? What are you doing here? Oh, you took my attack head on, but you're still conscious. I meant to swat you like a fly. You must have gotten a little stronger. Wait, where are Hiroko and Tsubasa? Remember my friends? I slowly craned my neck to look around. What happened? The girls had taken a lot of damage. They were barely staying on their feet. Now then, I believe you asked why I'm here. I happen to hear that you vile invaders were wandering around in this area, leaving the safety of your nest without the proper defenses. You really should have known better. Damn it, we were so focused on the search that we forgot to watch our backs. I just run out of worthy warriors on my side to devour too. I thought I was going to have to storm your base and pick you off one by one. How nice of you to save me the trouble of splitting it all off on your own. Vixen started walking towards me, slowly but deliberately, like a predator closing in on its prey. No, I can't die here. Even after coming back to the past, there's so much I need to do. First, I'll have a taste of your blood. You should be honored. You get to become one with my superior self. But just when I was about to give up hope, I heard footsteps. Fast, heavy footsteps and getting louder. Someone's coming this way. Hold it right there. Darumi, what are you doing here? I know it's weird, charging in to come to my friend's rescue. That's so not my style, but putting my life on the line just to die in the dirt anyways? That sounds like more like me, doesn't it? What's the meaning of this? Are you volunteering to be devoured as well? Wait, why is your arm so abnormal? What do you like to know? Maybe I got cursed by an evil spirit or something, but it's pretty cool, right? How do you like to get this power on your side? You scratch my back, I'll scratch yours. Offer me a good enough deal, and who knows what will happen. Sorry, it took me, like I said, coming to the rescue isn't me. I think I'm going to stay on brand and turn trader instead. What are you talking about, Darumi? There's no time to kid around. I'm serious, it looks like Red Sun hasn't just changed my body, it's changed my mind as well. Your mind? I have all this power, and all of a sudden I don't feel like using it to protect the weak anymore. I want to use it to serve the strong. You're kidding. Please tell me you're kidding. What's this, fighting on yourself? You're really willing to come over to my side? I sure am, but I want to know a little more about your operation first. Oh, and I really want to know just how strong you are. Surely you can tell just by looking. I was able to dominate your comrades without even transforming. Alright, but let's get to the specifics, like how's your resistance to poison? Poison, what does that have to do with anything? All of a sudden, VXness began choking and spluttering. Just because I'm done doesn't mean I'm not a threat. Turns out my arm can make poison. I even made sure to stand upwind, so you get the full force of it. Not bad for a comic relief emo character, huh? You lied to me? Wow, you're pretty tough. This is the strongest poison I've been able to make so far. First, y'all remember this. VXness was backing away. Then with one mighty leap, she was gone. There was silence and the four of us were left alone. I can't believe that worked. Darumi heaved a sigh of relief. Darumi. And then she teetered backwards and fell to the ground. Darumi, are you okay? I'm beat. I think I'm going to be laid up for a while after this. And don't worry about the poison gas, by the way. I sucked it all back into my Retsam arm. And it's fine. I don't care about that. Are you? What exactly are you two talking about? What's going on with your arm? That's not just some funky body pain, is it? It's okay. You can tell us later. For now, let's get her back to the academy. I don't really get what's going on, but thanks for saving us, Darumi. It's kind of fucked up that, like, her arm isn't changed here, but we saw that was fully changed. So, I don't know. If you ask me, this is a classic Darumi move. We began our return journey through the ruins and wastelands carrying Darumi the whole way. By the time last Defense Academy came into view, the sun had already been up for a while. Suri must have noticed something had gone wrong. He was there to greet us when we got back. We barely had any time to rest before he called us all to the gym for another meeting. So Amamiya is sitting this one out in her room. Yeah, she was sleeping when we left her. She looked like she was in a lot of pain though. Alright, let's cut to the chase. Sumino cared to explain what's going on here. Everyone's eyes were focused squarely on me. This was it. Now that things had reached this point, I couldn't go on hiding the truth anymore. Alright, I'll tell you, but it's a long story. It all started when we learned about a creature named Retsnom. I told everyone everything Darumi and I had been doing together, about how Darumi had fused with Retsnom, and how if she could create the Ruby tier, the team from second to last Defense Academy could be revived. Of course, I also had to tell them about the strange and unpredictable changes Darumi was going through. When I was finally done, the first one to speak was Nozomi. You're bringing them back? You can really do that? If you can, that'd be huge. But that's if the legends about the Ruby tier are true, right? And even if they are, it still depends on whether Miss Amamiya can figure out how to actually make it. When you put it like that, the chances seem rather slim. But isn't it worth trying anyways? I mean, if it works, things would be so much better for all of us. Now, hold on a minute. I'm not ready to buy in all this legend stuff just yet. I'm more interested in why you brought some weird monster into the school without telling us. I'm sorry, if I didn't know if it was going to work, and I didn't want to worry you. No matter how risky it was or how slim the chances were, I had to try. If there was a small chance to bring the others back, I had to take it. You really felt terrible about leaving them behind all the time, haven't you? Yeah, I've never really stopped feeling guilty that I let them die. Sorry, you've been suffering too, and I said all those horrible things. It's okay. I'm the one who made the choice, and that led to their death. There's no getting away from that. It's not going to do much good if Darumi kneels over and we're left up a creek. Seriously, you could have at least told us you were going to try this crazy shit. I know, I'm really sorry. It's not your fault, Takumi. That just means everyone else hasn't proved themselves worthy of your trust. You trying to pin the blame on us now? Give it a rest, Ado. If you're going to try and sow discord among us, I'd prefer if you keep quiet. As you wish. I already decided whose side I'm on a long time ago, after all. Huh? It's got nothing to do with you, Takumi. Anyways, I'll go back to my cage and let you all talk this out in peace. Without another word, Ado left the gym, acting for all the world like he was the one in charge. Is it alright to just let him leave like that? Should I go after him? No, let him go. He'd only try to make things worse anyways. Getting back on track? I don't think this is something we can pass judgment on right away. We need to see if Takumi's information pans out first. Right, I'm sorry to dump this all on you at once, but then Undiamond Flameboar has been doing research too, so the solution here is pretty simple. We just need to activate the bomb inside Amamiya and kill her. Huh? Were you listening just now? Oh, I was listening. You let yourselves be swayed by an invader's trickery and allowed a dangerous parasite life form to fuse with one of my soldiers. What's your proof that this isn't a trap? How do you know Amamiya's isn't under the invader's control? I can't take those kind of risks. First of all, I'm killing her to see if it will reset the changes. But this could be our chance to bring the others back. All you got on to go are musty old legends, and not even decent human legends, but the ones that come from them. Them? Never mind that. The point is, Amamiya has become a liability. For the sake of humanity's future, she has to be eliminated. Sir, are you serious? If you think Darumi is dangerous, can't we just lock her up instead? No, that won't do. I've got to think of what we'll do if killing her doesn't fix the problem too. Either way, she's going boom right here, right now. Wait, can't we talk about this? Absolutely not. Humanity's victory takes priority. No. That's the thing I'm most afraid of is about to happen. There's nothing I can do. This is the whole reason I kept quiet. This is the kind of situation I want to avoid. I have to stop Sir. I can't let him do this. If I defy him, he'll probably blow me up as well. And he could change the settings back on the revival manic and refuse to bring me back like he did with Ado. He's always had the option to do that, but I can't just let him kill Darumi. Before I could do anything, someone else stepped in and took action. It's Ado. Huh? For a moment, I couldn't believe what I've seen. Ado had brought out his class weapon and stabbed Suri with it. So long, and a moment long later, a vicious explosion echoed through the gym as the bomb inside Ado was detonated. Ado, haha, looks like this is as far as I go. What were you thinking? You must have known this would happen. Without Suri's permission, you can't be brought back anymore. You're in the same position. You could have changed the settings for any of you at any time. You might have even killed Darumi and denied her the right to be revived. I couldn't allow that. Huh? Wait, what are you talking about? You did this to protect Darumi? Why? I saw her. When I saw Darumi walking around the school all alone, she was so beautiful. She looked nothing like the repulsive humans I'm so used to seeing. The sight of her took my breath away. It was this sort of made him see people as hideous monsters, but not Darumi. This must have been back when she was going out at night, so no one would see how much pain she was in. If Redstone fused with her so much to the point that she was no longer human, then maybe that's meant Ado would see her just as a normal person. It would have been the first time in his life he'd seen a person as they really are. From that moment, my heart belonged to her. I swore to protect her, to do whatever it took to keep her safe. So all the random acts of destruction around the school, nothing but a distraction. A little mystery to put your attention on me and away from her. It was the only thing I could do to stop you asking questions about why she kept missing battles. Seriously, that's what it was all about? I'll admit, it wasn't the most sophisticated plan, but then again, it was my first time doing something to help another person. Ado, please no more talk. I'm almost out of time. Please let me spend my last moments thinking about the most beautiful person I've ever seen and how I was able to protect her. He dead? Yeah. The corpse recovery drone isn't coming. It won't now that Suri's gone. Guess he wasn't bluffing about that. So Ado is really dead now. He's never coming back. He just had to die in the coolest possible way too. He had us right to then, but he had guts, and in his own way, he did what he thought was right. As for Suri, he's broken beyond repair. We won't have to worry about him killing Darumi now, but are we going to be okay without him? We'll work something out. I spent most of my last timeline without him. We could do it again. We better clean this all up too. We still have to fix the the rational matic too. Yeah. I'll help in any way I can. Give me your orders and I will obey. We divided up and set about dealing with the aftermath of the conflict. Eva attended to Suri's remains while I took Ado's body and buried it in the schoolyard. Tsubasa, meanwhile, got back to work repairing the rational matic. While we were working, nobody spoke all that much. Ito's last moments had left an impression on all of us. He'd probably been a traitor. He'd been a traitor, but he'd given his life for a good cause. I don't think we knew how to feel about him anymore. Yeah, Suri's recording. Next morning, I went to Darumi's room and told her all about what happened. Oh, Ito did that? I didn't know he had it in him. Yeah, he surprised all of us. And now everyone knows about my arm and everything. Yeah, I'm sorry, I had to tell them. But don't worry, I'm sure we could work something out. You could have just told them this was all my idea, then nobody would be mad at you. You really are too honest for your own good, Takumi. You're giving me too much credit. It's a pity about Suri. I know he wasn't exactly nice, but I kind of like that little guy. I guess this is my own fault for rushing off and saving you on my own. I'm glad you did. If you hadn't been there, I'd been done for. Nah, you would have tapped into some kind of latent power and got through it. You didn't need me. That's not true. And how did you know we were in trouble back then anyways? I had some kind of vision. More Retson powers, I guess. Then I ran as fast as I could, whipped up the poison, and you know the rest. I guess I used a little too much energy doing all that stuff at once. I could barely move. It's like my battery's right down to 1%. Well, you can relax now. Everything's going to be fine. Just get some rest. Sure, I think I'm going to be sleeping for even longer this time, so don't freak out, okay? Darumi let out a gentle sigh and closed her eyes. I still had a lot of doubts about whether this plan would work and whether the ruby tear would be ready in time. But what concerned me most of all was whether Darumi herself would be okay. I better go find the others so we can discuss what to. I'm gonna get some water. Intruder alert, unauthorized person. Defense mode initiated. Another attack. It's not the Exodus this time, right? Even if it is, I still have to fight. It's our turn to keep Darumi safe. I took off at a run and rushed in the direction of the war room. Is everyone here? The battle's about to start. What about Darumi? She can't even move. She says she used too much power saving us before. So we gotta do it without her, Ito, or Suri? That's just how it goes. We fight or we die, same as ever. The Exodus isn't gonna show up this time, right? I don't think I could handle fighting her again so soon. We won't know until we get out of there. We won't know until we get out there. But whatever happens, I'm sure we can get through it. That's right. No matter how hard it gets, we have to do this. If we all work together, I know we can win. Let's do this, everyone. Defensive battle, initiate. Oh man, there's so many of them. The more invaders, more to kill. Let's kill them all. Together. There's no sign of Exodus for now, at least. You never know, she might show up later. If she does, we'll just dig our heels in and give her what for. No guts, no glory. Right, no guts, no glory. That goes for you, Mr. Wussy baby. Enough with the weird nicknames. I ain't no wuss. Oh, they're doing the thing again. Oh, I guess they already did it in this timeline. They started doing it pretty early, didn't they? That should be all for this wave. Another successful extermination. These invaders have those weird voices too. They really are starting to creep me out. There's no need to pay attention to the voices. We must kill the invaders. Eva's right. We can't let the enemy start rattling us now. Right, just ignore them. We have more important things to worry about. Speaking of which, we've got more enemies on our way. You ready, Mr. Pants Sweater? Pants Sweater? I never wet my pants. Let's just do it. Not like this. I think that's finally all of them. And no VXs. That's a relief, at least. He's probably still recovering from Darumi's poison attack. The lack of numbers is really starting to hurt us, though. Things are only going to get harder from now on. I know it's like feeling the sting of loneliness, but it's even worse now. Let's head back and get some rest. I can't wait to fall asleep in my dear sister's arms. Shut up, we don't do that, everyone. If anyone wants to fall asleep in my arms, just let me know. I will do anything to be of help to you. Well, if you don't mind, don't even think about it, Gaku. And so another defensive battle came to an end. We barely made it through the skin of our teeth. We might not be so lucky next time. All our hopes were riding on Darumi and the Ruby tier now. Darumi and the Ruby tier. Day 73. Next morning, we heard that the Rational-matic had been fixed and hurried to the cafeteria to try it out. Sweet, we can finally get some decent food around here. Thank you so much, Tsubasa. You must be exhausted doing all this right after a battle. No, not really. Suri did most of the work. I just had to finish it off. I can't wait. I'm gonna get some burgers, fries, and chicken nuggets, and your palate is about as sophisticated as a third grader's. Shut up, let me like what I like. Everyone was in a much better mood now. There'd never be a better time to say this. Hey guys, I wanted to apologize again for all the stuff with the Darumi and Red Storm. I had my reasons, but I realized it was wrong for me to keep it secret from you. For that, I'm truly sorry. I bowed my head. It's like you said, you had your reasons. You were doing it to bring back Moko and the others. I'm not about to blame you for that. I probably would have done the same. Putting aside the issue of whether or not it will work. Your intentions were noble. I can't fault you there. The problem is that you carried out such a high-risk plan without informing us. I can see why you kept it a secret, though. Look what happened when Suri found out. Well, what's done is done. Let's just put it behind us and move on. Thanks, and sorry again. But are you sure Darumi's okay? She's not been secretly taken over by the invaders like Suri said. I doubt it. VXS was just as surprised at us when she saw Darumi's arm. What even is Red Storm? You and Darumi haven't been able to work that out yet, right? I'm sorry, that probably sounded creepy and unsettling, didn't it? We haven't, but before I could go on... Sorry to butt in. What? A ghost? No, I think you're the one from the inside the defense room. The person we're all risking our lives for. So you're him, huh? I'm sorry to surprise you all like this, but I couldn't keep quiet any longer. Something's happened to Suri, hasn't it? Please, I'd like to know what's going on. Right, I guess we owe you that much. I knew I'd have to tell the ghost boy about this at some point. He had a right to know, and it looked like the time had come. I gave him a summary of what had gone down over the last couple of days. I see. So, Suri's gone. I had a feeling he was. Sorry, none of us had any idea Ada was going to do that. You did what you had to do. I'm going to miss him, though. The sadness in the ghost boy's face made it clear that Suri had been important to him. Just how important, or in what way, we might never know. Anyways, you're all here to talk about Red Storm, right? I was hoping I could join you. I've been continuing my research, and I uncovered some new information. You have? Do you know what Red Storm is, or if it can really revive people? To be frank, I still don't know. Huh? It's strange. I feel like the more I read about it, the less sure I am about it myself. Each document I examine seems to tell a different story. Some call Red Storm an angel sent from heaven. Others likened to a demon from hell. A demon? For some people, its abilities were something to be praised and venerated, but they could just as easily be thought of as a curse. Some sources even disagree on whether it's a real creature or just a metaphor. So the legends about it bringing people back from the dead, some treat it like a miracle, others like an abomination. There's no telling which is true. I've even read about the dead coming back as vicious monsters, like zombies or something, for real. There's one thing I'm sure of, though. A lot of people fought and died over the right to possess Red Storm, which eventually led to it being sealed away. Okay, good. Thanks. Everyone, now that you heard this, I want you all to think about this. Consider what Red Storm and its presence means to you. And if we decide we don't want to hear no more, what's that mean for Darumi? I haven't thought that far ahead yet, but we'll figure something out. Let's call it a day here. This is important. Give it time and consideration. Give it the time and consideration it deserves. With that, our morning meeting broke up. I went back to my room and thought over the situation some more. Thinking about it didn't make it any clearer. I already knew what I had to do. Darumi was going through hell, and she was doing it for us. Whatever else happened, I couldn't abandon her. I wouldn't abandon her. Not couldn't. After the morning announcement played, I went to see how Darumi was doing. Her door was unlocked. I slipped in quietly. Looks like she's still sleeping. She hadn't touched the food I put there yesterday. She must have slept through the entire day. I guess all we can do is keep checking in on her now and then. Sorry, Darumi. I'll be back later. I headed back out and left Darumi to her rest. Just as I was leaving Darumi's room, I ran into Nozomi and Shoma. Good morning, Takumi. Looking in on Darumi. If there's anything I could do to help with her, just let me know. You probably won't want me infecting her with my morbid incompetence, so I'll let you know if I think of anything. I'm sure Darumi will appreciate it too. That said, she's still not comfortable being herself around others. If she's going to keep up her act, it will probably be easier for everyone if I'm the only one who has contact with her. After what you told us yesterday, I spent the evening thinking it all through. I'm still on board with your plan. I'll support you and Darumi any way I can. It's my old team you're working so hard to bring back after all. Well, we wouldn't need to do any of this if I hadn't gotten them killed in the first place. And there's still no guarantee that we'll actually pull it off. But if there's even a chance we could still save them, I think we owe it to them to try. I think so too. I think what you two are doing is inspiring. If we tried to stop you or get rid of Red Storm now, I know we'd regret it later. It might not be especially profound, but that's how I feel. That's more than enough. Thanks, Shoma. What about the others, though? Are they still thinking about it? Seems that way. Hopefully they'll come around, given enough time. Everyone's bound to have different stances, especially with something this important. But I don't think anyone will blame you for wanting to help. I know. Even if they did, I'd still see where they were coming from. So, what should we do now? Rumi's got Red Snom covered. She's working through it in her own way. As for the others, I don't think pressuring them into a decision will do any good. Then all we can do for now is wait. Yeah, the others will talk to us when they're ready. We just have to give them time. I thanked Nozomi and Shoma and went back to my room. I waited, but no one else came by to see me that day. Up and at them troops, time to rise and shine. The next morning, I looked in on Darumi again. She still hadn't stirred. After that, I headed for the library, hoping to run into the ghost boy again. Ah, hello, Takumi. Hey, I thought you might be in here, but you weren't expecting to see the rest of us, huh? We were just discussing the whole Darumi Red Snom issue. Oh, I see. Sorry to interrupt. I'll let you talk in peace. No, it's fine. We've already come to a conclusion. We're just about to come find you and tell you what we decided. Oh, okay. Before that, there's still something we want to ask you. If things keep going the way they are, what's going to happen to Darumi? That's a good question. What we were hoping for was Darumi to become more like Red Snom until she was capable of creating a ruby tier. But what about after that? The old man never told us anything about that. From the look of it, you don't know either. In all the sources I've checked so far, there's no record of Red Snom fusing with another being before. But you knew this process would be dangerous. You knew that, but you did it anyways? Yeah, I guess I did. I'm not condemning your reason for doing all this. I just hope you know that. Trying to find a way to bring the other team back is a good cause, and it could help us all in the long run. You're far too kind, sister dearest. As for me, I'm so mad you hid the truth from us. Even more so because this isn't the first time. I know, and I really am sorry. Don't be so mean, brother dearest. Takumi's already apologized. What else do you want? Even if we all disagree, bringing back these guys will be a good thing. Not knowing how it's all going to work out is kind of scary. I figured we'd put it all on hold until we knew more. But then this guy showed up and said he'd help out with the research. That's right, I'll spend even more time in here from now on and find out everything I can about Red Snom. Are you sure you're okay to do that? I'm the only one who can read the strange language after all. Thanks, that's going to be a huge help. There are too many unknowns when it comes to Red Snom right now. We just wanted some way to reduce the risks if we were going to get on board. And the ghost boy promising to do more research pretty much fulfilled that condition. Who knows, he might even find a more reliable revival method along the way. I'm happy to help in any way that I can. We're all in this together. The only reason I stayed hidden so much until now was because Suri told me to. But now that he's gone, well, thank you. We really appreciate it. You probably guessed our decision by now. We're on board with you and Darumi's plan, but only provisionally. That's good enough for me. Thanks all of you. It's him you should be thanking. We wouldn't have agreed to this if it wasn't for him. I didn't really do anything that special, but I'm glad I was able to help a little. More than a little. You guys are the best team a guy could ask for. I'll come by to help out with the research now and then, too. Let's get through this together. Together? I like that. Don't forget to show proper gratitude for my sister's magnanimous attitude. You really don't have to. No, I'm grateful to all of you. I'll say it as many times as you want. Thanking all four of them again. I left the library. I went back to my room to think and wait things out. Not everyone had come to a decision yet, but nobody else came to talk to me that day. I'll do like one more day, I think, and then I'll call it. Depending on whether or not plot happens this day, which it seems like it will, since there is that music. Hiruko and Gaku called me inside the classroom on the 3rd floor. They were both looking pretty intense. Take a seat, Takumi. Okay, it's unusual to see the two of you teaming up. I know, right? That's just how weird things have gotten. I'm sure you realize we want to talk to you about Darumi. You probably guessed what we all want to say as well. We're opposed to using Red Snom. If it was something we could control, I wouldn't have so much trouble with it. But that creature was sealed away for a reason. If no one ever survived to leave a detailed account of it, that's proof, if proof be needed, that Red Snom is not something to be trifled with. Plus, there's no way you can really bring back the dead. The revival magic's a special case. Even if this actually works, you might bring those guys back as freaky zombies or something. It all just sounds like way more trouble than it's worth. Heck, knowing Darumi, she's probably hoping that that's what will happen. It's not true. She's not as bad as she thinks she is. Anyways, me and Hiruko both agree. Messing around with Red Snom is a bad idea. I'm sure you're desperately trying to think of a way to persuade us to reconsider, but there's no need for that. What? The problem here isn't how we feel about Red Snom, but what we're going to do about it. It's already fused with Darumi, so we can't exactly tell you to back off now. We're not about to insist on killing or exiling one of our own either. In other words, even if we're opposed to your plan, trying to protest at this point won't get us anywhere. We don't like it, but there's really nothing we could do about it. Does that mean? You weren't acting purely out of your own self-interest. You were trying to protect the school. I'm not so petty that I deny you the credit you deserve for that. So basically, we don't support your plan, but we're not going to do anything to stop it either. Sorry again, and thanks. Just bear in mind, we're still against it. And if something goes wrong, all bets are off. Depending on how events fold, our position could change at any time. Okay, I'll remember that. I promise I'll find a way to take responsibility for any kind of trouble this might cause. Sounds good. Just don't go tripping too many death flags. We the last holdouts, or is there anyone else you need to talk to? Apart from Eva, there's just one person left. I'd have to wait for him to come to me. We couldn't move forward until everyone had their say. But then, as if on cue, the man himself stepped through the door. Yo, Takumi, if you're done with these guys, mind if we talk next? Yeah, sure. Let's go somewhere else then. Follow me. Takumaru and I left this classroom and went out to the schoolyard together. You said you wanted to talk. I'm guessing it's about Retsunam. Takumaru kept his back to me as he replied, yeah, it's about Retsunam and you and Darumi too. I've been doing a lot of thinking and I still got no idea how to feel about all this. From somewhere in between. I've come at it from all kinds of angles and it's got me nowhere. There's only one way I know to deal with a problem this bad. And with that, Takumaru finally turned to face me. We'll settle this with our fists. You want to fight me? Why? Weighing benefits against risks and all that crap ain't my style, so I'm going with my gut. And how do you guys figure out what the guts are telling them? It's going to be a throwdown. Is it, though? There's got to be other ways. Shut up, man. There's time for action and not words. Come at me. Show me what kind of guy you are. Show me your resolve. Alright, fine. If that's what it takes, here I come. Abandoning no reason and going with our guts instead, Takumaru and I began an impromptu fistfight in the middle of the schoolyard. You pack a real punch, you know that? Is it time to stop yet? I don't think I can stay on my feet much longer. Yeah, sure. I got a pretty good idea of how strong your determination is now. Don't lose sight of that. And don't even think about going soft on me. Right, I guess our fight's over then. Thank goodness. I thought we were going to go until one of us passed out. A man's got to stick to his guns, you know? You got to be the one to solve your own problems. Don't get me wrong, I'm happy to help out. But ultimately, it all comes down to you. So whatever happens with Darumi and Retsunam and all that stuff, it's going to be your responsibility to deal with it. You better be prepared. I have been from the very start, alright? What do you say we get a bright bite to eat? Now that the rationematic's fixed, we can get anything we want. Nothing like a good meal after a fight to help you refuel. Fine, but nothing tough for Chewy, okay? The inside of my mouth still hurts from when you gave me that right hook. Takumaru and I went to the cafeteria for a post-fight meal. There wasn't a lot of texture or flavor we could handle in our current state, so we ended up settling for cold soba noodles. Phew, I finally heard everyone's opinions on the plan. Some support it, some oppose it, but are willing to let it go forward. Pretty much everyone criticized it in some way. It really made me appreciate them all that much more. I went to the bed that night filled with an odd mixture of affection from my friends and lingering pain from the fist fight. Day 77. Another morning's here. I'll go looking on Darumi and... pretty early for someone to be coming to see me. Wonder who it is. I ambled over to the door and opened it up to see who was there. Yo, surprised, Darumi's back and better than ever. Darumi, you're really better now? Just like that? You betcha. It's almost like I had gotten a huge power boost after recovering from near-death injuries. I guess I'm finally used to controlling my Retsunam body too. Check out, my arm's back to normal too. Darumi held out her arm for inspection. Sure enough, it looked like a normal human arm again. I'm not even in any pain again. Everything's coming up for Darumi. Well, that's really good news. You've been sleeping so long, I'm starting to worry. Were you going to try waking me up with a kiss? Or maybe you were going to go even further than that. I wouldn't have minded if you took me. In fact, I might have liked it. Knock that off. This isn't time to be kidding around. You know, I just can't fool you, can I, Takumi? But let's keep things light, okay? I'm not good at teary-eyed, heartfelt reunions, so everyone knows about Retsunam, right? How did that work out? Right, I guess I should bring you up to speed on everything. I took Darumi through what had happened following her encounter with VXness, and then for the first time in a while, the two of us headed over to the cafeteria together. Darumi, you're awake. Thank goodness, do you remember me? You can just call me Maggot if you want. You've got a bigger appetite than before, right? I better start making extra curry portions. You want something out of the rationematic? I could get someone to help you with that. It'll be faster if I do it. Take a seat, Darumi. I'll handle everything. What's the matter, Darumi? Go and sit down. It's your first time in the cafeteria. We just want to help. I'm a little surprised you're all cool with me. I kind of thought you were going to reject me for being a monster, and this turned into a killing game where you're all trying to help me down. I wouldn't do that. I mean, you're doing it all for us, right? Shut up. Of course not. I got a chance to fuse with some freaky unknown life form and took it. That's all. Sure, whatever you say. Here, take my seat. Yeah, let's eat together. Food always tastes better when you got company. You should try my chocolate chili mayonnaise jabale. Miss Mia, I made plenty for everyone. Your brain's so friendly. This mood is way too positive for me. When you said you explained things to everyone, what exactly did you tell me? Oh, you know, just the truth, including how you're actually a good person. A good person? There goes my chances of making this story a grid-marked tragedy. Once you're done eating, we've got a busy day planned for you. Well, what are you doing? We need to know more about your body. Whether you could use your infuser or whether the rationematic will work on you. There's a lot we need to test out. I'll be helping. Okay, I guess we could do that. But you're being so nice. Can't you try to alien me even a little bit? But sorry, that's not going to happen. We've got nothing but gratitude for you. Even if you can't bring others back, it's wonderful that you're willing to go far just to try. Thank you, Darumi. You're a true friend. Too wholesome. Darumi was acting like being accepted was the worst thing in the world for her, but I could tell it was all for show. That's just the way she was. She still wasn't comfortable being herself in front of everyone. At least others knew what she was all about now. Things had worked out way better than I could have hoped for. It took me a quick spacing out and helped me get Darumi some food. You're the one who knows how much she can eat and what she likes. Of course, I'll be right there. With everyone chatting and fussing over Darumi, This ended up being one of the liveliest mornings we had for a long time. Dorumi still ate a lot more than a normal person would, but she seemed to enjoy it more than she had before. When she was done, Shiruko dragged her away to begin testing the limits of her new body. I wonder how things went with Dorumi after this morning. Maybe I should check in with her one last time before bed. She's got to be back in her room by now, right? I'll ring the bell just in case. After a few seconds, the door opened. Huh? To come me? What's up? Nothing. I just wanted to see how it went with Shiruko today and if you're still doing alright. I told you I'm fine. You don't need to keep checking in on me, but since you're here, come on in. Might as well tell you what we figured out. You said you figured something out? Yeah, for starters, I can't use my infuser anymore, huh? I guess it's because my body's built different now or whatever. My hemo just doesn't work like it used to. Turns out my little scuffle against VXs was the last time I'd ever put on my class armor. No more super soldier Dorumi. Does that make you want to slit your wrist? Oh, but without me, everything will descend into a desperate free-for-all. Wouldn't it be an awesome twist? Huh? What's the matter? Oh, it's nothing. We also tried a bunch of stuff to see what I can make now that my body's like this. Even without my class weapon, I still might be able to do some cool stuff, like that time with VXs. Unfortunately, there's one thing I couldn't make no matter how hard I tried. That's a delayed action poison that will kill the subject in 24 hours. I could have dosed everyone with that and used the antidote to incentivize them into killing each other. Dorumi, are you sure you're okay? Of course I am. I'm the same old Dorumi you know and love to hate. The stuff she's saying is pretty typical before, but that in itself is strange. But if you're fine, it's fine. Go on. Basically, I won't be participating in any battles from now on. I can still shield my poison gas in a pinch, but I don't want to pass out afterwards like I did last time. I mean, that'd be bad for everyone, right? Every day I spend unconscious a day I could be using to make them ruby tear, and the tear is what we're at really after. It doesn't matter what happens to me. It's such a sad thought. It makes me want to curl and die to just disappear. But it's all more fun seeing everyone so disappointed that I'm still alive, so I won't die just yet. Okay, thank you for sharing all that. I want to go up with some sleeping pills and put myself to bed. Unpleasant dreams, Takumi. That was weird. She was certainly acting like the same old Dorumi, or to be more accurate, the old Dorumi. The over-the-top attitude, cracking morbid jokes just to get people to hate her, that's the kind of thing she used to use. But she stopped, at least around me, ever since I found out that wasn't the real her. So why had she suddenly regressed and started putting on an act again? Or was it not an act? She didn't seem to notice that I thought there was anything on about the way she was behaving. Dorumi's no longer in pain and she looks completely human now. What's going on with her on the inside? Is that really Dorumi? I see that's the twist, so I'm going to stop here. And probably play through the rest of this tomorrow. Thanks for watching.